All right, hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. So first and foremost, I owe you guys a giveaway. So we hit 100 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for those of you who are new to the channel. I know the Vynnset deck tech did quite well. And so I'm actually going to be talking about Vynnset again today. I'm going to do an updated deck tech. I'm going to talk through, where I'm at right now with the deck. Jump onto Talishar, play some games. So we'll do that in just a little bit. But I do owe you guys a giveaway. So the 100 subscriber giveaway, if you commented on that video, you're eligible for the giveaway. So I'm going to roll that after I go through the Vynnset deck as well. And one of you is going to be winning a custom Shadowbox altar of your choice. So I asked you guys to tell me, your favorite hero or your pet deck. And so I'm going to be making you a Shadowbox altar similar to this one. So I also did a bit of a tutorial on how to make these yourself. Green screen's playing tricks on it here. And I taught you in that video how to make this Shadowbox altar. So check that out if you haven't already. But I will make you a custom one of your choice. Yeah, so we're going to pick a winner in just a little bit. But before we do, let's jump in and take a look at the Vynnset deck. Honestly, not much has changed since my first iteration of the deck. It runs fairly well. I've tweaked things here and there, and this is where I've settled as sort of a core. There are definitely some tweaks that can be made. Maybe you could find some spicy tech, and if you do, please let me know. Always looking to try some stuff out. So the core of the deck has a lot of Rune Gate cards. So that's the tenet. That's the thing that we're really leaning into here as a game plan. We want to be rune gating out cards every turn if possible. There are a couple setup turns. And once you get the deck running, it's actually very doable to go too wide fairly often. So as a main equipment suite, I'll go through it fairly quick. Carrion Husk is in just the main board here, but honestly, I've put Tunic in, which I'll go over, but Tunic is now in the deck as well. I like Tunic. If you're afraid that the deck you're up against is a little bit capable of fatigue, Tunic can, rather than threaten that blood debt, it can, provide you with that resource every couple turns that allows you to often play something like Envelop in Darkness to get to that critical mass of rune chance in order to rune gate your card out. So Carrion Husk in there, if it really is a race, and you're trying, you can afford to kind of take a turn, or, not block, essentially throw this fridge at them, and have a full grip to try and pressure. So Carrion Husk obviously still on the list, but it's not a every round kind of thing. Crown of Providence, great headpiece, obviously 2-block, allows you to cycle, fix your hand a little bit. Flail is still what I'm playing around with as the main weapon of the deck. You could play with Rosetta Thorn, I suppose. This just plays into our game plan a little bit, and it is relevant here and there, so it's in the deck. Grimoire comes up once in a while and facilitates some of our game plans. It allows us to play Read in Ruins with Go Again. It does synergize with Creepers if you want to bank an action point. So there's some use cases. It doesn't come up every game, but it's an offhand and you might as well. Creepers must have, that's going to be on your feet at all times. It allows for lots of shenanigans, things that your opponent's not necessarily going to expect. It allows us to, this can represent essentially Go Again. So it allows us to go too wide often. So great piece. Vexing Quillhand, this I'm 100% settled on now. I was, humming and hawing, and I didn't want to take, what is it? the Grasp of the Arcanine. I didn't want to take it out of the list. It's out of the list completely now. Vexing Quillhand is just too good, being able to pop it for those 2 rune chant tokens when you need it the most. So, yeah, awesome. Deathly Delight is just a great, we want some of these 2-cost Rune Gate cards because these are very, very easy to get off. So for example, if you are able to set up a Rune Blood incantation on the previous turn for the next 3 turns, you're going to be able to just pitch a 2-cost Rune Gate card and play it out. So basically a 1-card 8, well in this case 7, but anyways. And it gains you life, which is sometimes relevant. So Deathly Delight, a 2 for 5, works really well. I have the blues here as well, blocks for 3. Pitches for blue. This blue could be switched out with another blue, but again, we're trying to kind of hit a critical mass of Rune Gate cards, so I could be convinced to change this with another Rune Gate card, though. Deathly Whale, you run all 9. This is the powerhouse of the deck. This is what the deck needs to run. It is a 3 cost, but that's not that difficult to get to, especially if you have Runeblight Incantation, or if you hit on a Mauvrian Skies or anything like that, or even if you just take a turn off. Bank this in your banish zone for when you can play it off. But when you do play it off, or are able to play it out, it's going to generate rune chants for you, likely at least 1, sometimes 2, which can open up your banish to play a second Rune Gate card that turn. So Deathly Whale, you run all 9, no questions. I'm still on, or I can't remember where I was settled last time, but I'm on 6 Envelop in Darkness now. The reds and the yellows. +3 on red, +2 on yellow. Creates you a rune chant token. It does basically everything you need it to do. Blocks for 2, but often you're playing it out. So this is, again, what can allow us to get to the 3 to play out a Deathly Whale, for example, or something like that. So Envelop in Darkness, again, just makes the deck run well. Mauvrian Skies is probably the key piece that allows us to go 2 wide often and prevents a must block on hit, because if they let Mauve Skies hit, especially the reds and the yellows, it's going to generate you either 2 or 3 rune chants, which right away opens the field for your Rune Gate cards. So must play. It just does everything you want it to do. I'm back on 3 Read the Runes. It's a great starter turn if you have it in your starting hand. You can Grimoire it, you can Creepers it to get it out at the end of your turn, even if you don't have Go Again. So generate 3 rune chants. It's just too good of a setup card to not have in the list. Reduce your rune chant, I think, is just in the main board as well, because it again does everything you want it to do. It's essentially, you know, if you end your turn with a rune chant, which you often do, this is a 0 for 4. So you're getting a lot of value already, and it makes you a rune chant. So it does everything you want it to do. So you just run it. Easy. I'm now on 3 Revel and Rune Bloods. Again, this is just, it's too, it's the aggro piece that pushes you over often. So trying to go aggro in this build, you can Creepers it in, even if your first attack doesn't have Go Again. So for example, if you play Envelop in Darkness, because you do need to play a non-attack and an attack, in order to fulfill the requirements. Envelop in Darkness, a Rune Gate card. You can Creepers in the Revel, which can open up the field again for a second Rune Gate attack, and threatening those 4 rune chants. It's really good. The destroying rune chants at the end phase, so at the beginning of your end phase, destroy all rune chant tokens. It can hurt, but it's not the end of the world, and it's just too good otherwise. So it just facilitates, it just opens your possibilities up after your first attack. Runeblood Incantation, again, just a must-have setup card. Shadow Puppetry is great. I'm settled on it. You know, I was sort of back and forth on it for a while, but it does represent that Go Again. +1 can get you above those breakpoints, which is actually relevant. And if it hits, it can actually, you know, if you weren't able, so in order to go 2 wide, you basically have to have a Rune Gate card banked. And if you didn't have the capability of doing that the previous turn, Shadow Puppetry, if you're lucky, can banish you a Rune Gate card, which can allow you to go 2 wide as well. So I'm on the 3 Shadow Puppetries in the main board now. Phantom Wraith, just a 2 for 6, not much to say about this one. Rune Gate, so great. Widespread Rune, 2 for 6 as well, with a relevant not on hit but activated ability if you or your opponent take damage. So when the combat chain closes, they banish the top card of your deck. This will also, if you choose to take damage, so if you're looking to bank Rune Gate cards and fill up your banish zone, or, you know, not fill it up, but get 2 or 3 in there for wide turns, you might choose to take damage here, either through Vynnset's ability or swinging the flail before you break the chain, to try and banish yourself something fun. Oath of the Arcanite Blue just seems like a great blue in the deck. Once in a while, it's relevant to get you to your critical mass of rune chant, so it creates you a rune chant token for 2, and also pumps your next attack +1, similar to Shadow Puppetry. But most importantly, it blocks for 3, and it's a blue. So it plays to your game plan, and it's great for resources. Oblivion's just fun, so you run it, and it does, it came up in our last video, so we'll see if it comes up again today, but it's not difficult to get to 6, and it's fun to make and summon giant demons. So Widespread Annihilation, also good, threatens the hand. A 4 for 6/4 is a little more challenging to get, but conveniently, Revel in Runeblood makes 4, so if you have one banked in your arsenal, you're able to go non-attack, Runegate card. You can Creepers in Revel, or you can just play Revel if you have Go again, and get out a Widespread Annihilation, which is great. So it seems like a really straightforward deck. All of these choices make a lot of sense, to me at least. So it's a really, really solid core. We're at 55 in the main board. So I'm still playing around. I'm going to start taking notes with my different matchups for sideboarding more effectively. But essentially, we're on the same game plan. I often just run 61 because I don't want to deal with the extra one. So I'll side in often 6 cards from the sideboard. But if I'm trying to go flat out aggro, I have the blue Malverian Skies in the sideboard here. So those will go in if I'm just trying to race and I want more capability of going too wide. The other spicy aggro piece here, which I talked about a little bit, is Bloodspill Invocation. I do only have 2 in the deck now because after playing and playing, it's pretty thin. So you need, it only comes up once in a while, and it's hard to meet all the requirements. So it is still nice to have in the deck for that little extra bit. It can allow you to go too wide again. So the idea is you play your first attack, you wait to see how they block. With these Runegate cards, it doesn't really matter if they hit as long as you've taken damage. So like often they'll leak a couple Runechant damage, arcane damage, before this even resolves. So the activated ability or whatever is going to trigger regardless. So they often don't care to cover the 6 up if they can't, reliably. So if they're not covering the 6 up, you can Creepers in this Bloodspill Invocation. On hit, it will generate you 3 Rune Chants, restore your action point if your first attack didn't have Go again already, and then you get 3 Rune Chants, and you get to Go again and follow it up hopefully with another Runegate card, maybe Deathly Wail, ideally. So Bloodspills and Mouths for if I want to go aggro, Chains, specific use case, Bamboozles, decks that like to draw into stuff, so maybe Ninja, Lexi, maybe less so Ninja. Lexi with the must play from Arsenal thing on 3 of a kind, definitely Bamboozles, so it's in there. Dyadic Carapace still in the sideboard here for, it's a good block. If you're worried about being fatigued, but you still want block, great choice. If you're worried about Arcane, obviously it's really easy to go Arcane Barrier 4 with the Carapace, Grimoire, and Vexing Quill Hand until you break it, of course. But great sideboard piece. Tunic I already kind of explained, so if you think the game's going to go long, that extra resource can really help. You can use it to Creepers, you can use it to basically keep one less you can give them one more card on your turn because you're not worried about pitching. You can play an Envelop in Darkness to open up your Rune Gates. You can pay for Creepers, so it does feel good. If I want to turtle up a little bit, I'm putting in Fate for Scenes and Sink Belows. I think I did swap out, I was playing the other, it looks like Bloodspill Invocation, but it's a defense reaction, I can't remember anymore, but it deals arcane. I took that out in exchange for Fate for Scenes. They're just a little more reliable. 0 for 4, get to opt, which can be relevant if you are about to shadow puppetry or something on your next turn. You want to see what's on the top of your deck. It can come up. Sink Below can help you fix your hand. It's just a no-brainer. Finally, Widespread Destruction in the sideboard. I often sided in for a Pauper as a Pauper against Dromai or Lexi, Prism. But it can threaten the arsenal too if you're into certain matchups. So anyways, that's where I'm at with the deck. Not much has changed since I last highlighted it. It still feels pretty good. I think there's something here. Again, let me know if you guys come up with something spicy. But yeah, so we're gonna jump on Talishar here in just a second. before we do, let's pick ourselves a winner for our 100 sub giveaway. So again, going to be giving away something similar to this. So beautiful shadow box altar of your choice. So I'm going to make it for you based on the hero that you choose. So let's see who wins. We loaded up the 20 comments from that video. Steve Austin. So hey, welcome. Looks like I was subscriber number 100. Oh my god, that's amazing that he actually won. He got us over the edge and he got there. So Steve Austin, congrats, man. Thank you so much for joining us and subscribing. Favorite format is Blitz, and I love playing Ira. Well, there you go. I already have an Ira here. We'll make you something similar. Anyways, because I was the original launch of Fab in 2019, holy man. He's been around for a long time as well in the game, so awesome. This is going to a well-deserving individual. Always been consistent, fast damage dealing deck. I agree, Ira's been in a good position for a long time. So Steve, yeah, congrats, man. Get in touch with me, zenstatefab at gmail.com. So you can find my email in the description of the video. You can reach out to me, comment on this video. I don't know. We'll get in touch. I just got to get your information. So do shoot me an email with your shipping information, and I'll put something together for you. If you have any preferences in terms of background, let me know. So I'm going to make you an Ira just like this one, but I could put a different background in it. I can do whatever you want. So get in touch. And again, congratulations, man. Appreciate the follow. All right, let's get to some testing.